in New York City, which is always over the top. It's the 55th anniversary of the Pride Parade. The theme of this year's parade, Rise Up, Pride in Protest. I guess that's against Trump. Whatever. There's been a noted drop in corporate sponsorship via NBC. They've experienced a dip in about $750,000 in sponsorship. So that's big. Almost $1 million got clipped because people are not into Pride anymore, and corporations are having to answer for it when they get behind a event like this, in which, I mean, so many disgusting things happened, like a trans person wearing devil horns twerking on a police officer while holding a cross and a sign that reads Mary Magdalene. Turning Point's got this on camera. Let's show it. Listening audience, it's exactly what I just said. It's disgusting. The cop is maintaining his cool, and this obvious man with fake boobs is twerking, shaking his butt in the face of NYPD's finest, who somehow is maintaining his professionalism. This is disgusting. This is why, if I were a member of the LGBTQ community, I would say, please, for the love of God, cancel these proceedings. I'll give you one more before I toss it to you. This is a viewer warning. It's actually really offensive stuff that we're about to play for you. To hide the children. It's church ladies for choice who are singing that God is a dyke. And that's the least offensive part of what you're about to hear. Stand by. Here it is.
God is a dyke. Send her Victoria, Mary and Gloria. She'll liquid on the floor with God is a dyke.
Okay. I don't even want to clarify for you what they were singing, but it's very graphic and it involves oral sex and God. I'm not sure. This doesn't really represent the LGBT people I know, but they do it every year.
So I live in a little town, Livingston, Montana, that has a 4th of July parade that people come from all around for, all over the state. It's usually actually held on the 2nd of July to begin the rodeo. And for years, children are thrown candy from floats and so on. And about 3 years ago, usually the floats are like Dodge trucks or, representing the local bank or a charity. But a pride float came along, and it was decorated with a grizzly bear that was a man who was down on 4 knees, wearing, I guess, what you would call a kind of dungeon outfit, leather straps and so on. And there was a grizzly bear standing behind him, a person in a grizzly bear costume, having anal sex with him, simulating anal sex with him for the kiddies. And outside of any other judgment, it was not something kids wanted to see or needed to see in a parade. I don't know if they threw candy from that float. If they had, I would have warned people maybe not to eat it. But the whole thing got out of control. It got to a point where it was about competitive shock, competitive offensiveness. And now, for some reason, I don't know why, a little sanity has floated down from heaven, and we are, pulling back on it as a corporate, giant funded affair. It will go on, I'm sure, as an expression of self-realization on the people who have all kinds of ways of thinking about themselves and their sexuality. But I think its demotion is welcome, frankly, because I can't think of any other month that is about this kind of thing and which is willing to shock children at this level. I mean,
it's so
if we're
gross.
not going to...
I know a lot of lesbian and gay people, a lot. I've spent my entire life in New York State and most of the adult life in either Chicago or New York City. They don't behave like this. They're as disgusted by this behavior as you and I are. They're not like... Then look at this one. This is from, hold on a second. I want to pull it up. Lesbians in Washington Square Park in Manhattan exposing their breasts with little girls standing there, right there. Like, show your tits off to the under 5 set. That'll be super fun. This is absurd. Way to bring a bad reputation to lesbians everywhere. Then you go up a little north of New York to Toronto. You know, we've got Canadian Debbie here to bring us what's happening in Canada. It's not good. There, the activists are walking around completely naked at their pride parade. We had to blur it. Well, it came to us blurred. But totally naked, male dudes walking down the street, and people are clapping. People have brought the family to stand and clap at the ding-dongs walking down the streets of Toronto. And that is supposed to make us want to embrace, you see, the LGBT community, Walter.
First of all, I wouldn't want to see a straight pride parade, okay? I don't know that the celebration of bold sexuality in the streets is something that we need to do in general. A straight pride parade in which guys with, offensively exaggerated sex organs are taking on pneumatic Sanchez-like Bezos brides in their undies. I wouldn't want to see that either, to be honest. So I don't know what it really has to do with LGBTQ. It just, the bedroom as a public spectacle, and especially the bedroom, which involves a lot of straps and harnesses and other things, isn't one thing that I want to walk out my door and see. And I thought the whole idea of gay rights was to bring being, having a different sexuality to parity, to equal, in some ways, legally at least, and culturally even, the heterosexual so-called norm that preceded it. But this isn't doing that, because this isn't something that I ever saw heterosexuals doing. So they didn't.
Like, why does it have to be? What you're
equal.
really saying is being gay or lesbian, we'll put trans to the side for now, means you're a deviant. Like you want like truly like deviant, gross behavior around you all the time. You really want to show off your ass and your vag and your breasts to children. That's a lie. This is the kind of parade you'd put on if you were a bigot and you wanted to unfairly represent the LGBT community, right? This is what I would put on if I wanted to smear them, make everyone loathe them, and not want to support them. But they put these on themselves.
Well, maybe the point has been proved. Is there such a thing as having proved your point and moving on? I mean, and the circus element of it is one thing. But the fact is that legally and in many other ways, these rights battles have been won. And there is a new set of laws and set of sensibilities and sensitivities in society. Can the point now be proved so that we can move on to something more, I don't know, aesthetically pleasing, less divisive, more peaceful, less confusing to children, and just generally, I don't know, more civilized?
Since President Trump was sworn in, his administration has made enormous progress at a breakneck pace. But don't forget, while they are moving mountains for the good of the nation, you've got your personal savings to worry about. And one of the best ways to look after your savings is through diversification, particularly with gold, like from Birch Gold Group. In the past 12 months, the value of gold has increased by 40%. And Birch was an advertiser on this show 12 months ago. If you had purchased then, you'd be 40% richer today. Now's the time. Central banks continue to bolster demand for gold by burying in record quantities. Global instability and tension is high, and Birch Gold makes owning physical gold so easy. Easily convert an existing IRA or 401k into a tax-sheltered IRA in physical gold, or buy some to store in your home safe. Just text MK to the number 989898. And Birch Gold is going to send you a free info kit on gold. Look into it. See if it's right for you. There's no obligation, just useful information to help you make a decision. With an A+ rating, with a Better Business Bureau, and tens of thousands of happy customers, take control of your savings today. Text MK to 989898. Thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.